assume y'all be good. Y'all look righteous. That is if I could see it, but I would assume y'all is as righteous as I imagine. That's pretty righteous. That is pretty good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Being at a point in your life where you can absorb a compliment such as what Cowboy Pete just delivered to you, that is an absorption rate I respect. Most they tend to get that right up in their head and let it go places. Call you something almost divine. Most, now in this day and age, now I'll explain the most and who they be, but most, they gonna take that, they're gonna chirp off in their head and click something out. They're gonna say, shit, I'm a righteous individual, therefore that means I'm the second coming of Christ. And by God, don't fuck my face with my phone some more. As I'm looking at it next morning, I'm gonna be reading about his prophecy. He all of a sudden raised up into the new limelight of today from being a shepherd all his life before. Spent like a Buddhist, but yet in the same life, now delivering his vast knowledge of the experiences we all need to, for some reason, fucking know. Through that horse mouth piece of shit, who just yesterday wouldn't know more than the piece of shit who I just said was righteous just to make a piece of shit for y'all alright. Now it done gone to his head. That piece of shit got some entitlement on it, and it's delusional, and it's running rampant with a bomb. And who knows when that shit gonna blow, but you're gonna feel it when it does, which wouldn't be much an issue, except today, it ain't just one bomb we gonna feel at a time, because there ain't just one righteous piece of shit speeding down the informational superhighway, locked in on a target, dead set on the center of this planet. And the reality, like, I gotta deal with this shit along with y'all right here in it. Epic fucking trails, huh? Well, not on my watch, compadre. Compadres and pieces of shit need to come back to the real world. Not with no pack mentality either, that's empowering you to think that bomb you got is gonna do something when it hit. Good always triumph over evil it's a fair way to put about it, because good is within humans' nature. It's where we strive to be within the realm of the goodness for life. And being able to have a pleasant one, be able to experience the good things up in it, the beauty, knowledge, people, women's big breasts that are attached to supple bodies, not big breast plus big body. That is not a natural desire of man. Keep within the norm, and normality shall prevail and show its way through. If you stick to that, doggone it, you're gonna see that good. You're gonna come radiating out. Each one of all y'all, me, plus you. That kind of gonna do. That's what we living to be and see. Not much more, definitely not less. That right there, that's what's expected. And I bet y'all we got a consensus of that and chalk it up as that's set in stone. Commandment, as they say. Goodness and equality. Hold the fuck up. Now equality, who just chimed in and said that in my brain? That's a little bomb going off. Follow? Because equality got nothing to do with it. It never will. Y'all tripping that word up. You spun it in a way that puts you on the same playing field as me. And I don't like that playing field. Because that playing field, that's fucked up. That's a field where I can't ever win. Guess what? Even if I do, this new field that y'all blended together, equal in all aspects of it all, doesn't even give me the right to rub it on in. Stick it to you when I win. Not if, when I win. But you wouldn't even know that, because ain't no score be counted, nothing tallied up. At the end of the year, come time for the trophy, big celebration, banquet or a potluck, barbecue, whatever, you better believe that piece of shit, worst player on your team, peanut looking head, half fucking retarded, and we thought he was a girl because of the way he threw, and he looked like one. He had that limp wrist too. That's a contagious little disease that's coming out a lot. Kids these days, everybody I know popping it up. Watch out for that limp wrist. Come with an affliction on the way you talk too. Come with that lisp. You don't want that. That change the way you see everything on life. Whole perspective come knocked away sideways and lost past the chance to ever get fucked up straight again. Living crooked and dying wrong. That piece of shit, he only hurt the team. He did nothing good, didn't even motivate it, did nothing positive. Tell you the truth, he didn't even pay the expenses that it would cost to just have the ability to say you part of the team. Said he didn't have the money. The fuck you doing with all that money you get sucking dick out there on the corner with your limp wrist and your affliction in the way you talk, your massive presence on the internet and the grinder, your LGDDP sucker DICK fuck you kind of coin. What'd you do with that? Well, he got his medicine he needed, and that methamphetamine, well, that take precedent. Fuck me though, right? That don't exist. The only thing that exists is being fair. What's fair? That he got to go up before me at the banquet presentation, celebrating all the players, receive a trophy with a big applause for some reason. Because I know nobody liked that piece of shit, so why was they clapping? I wasn't. Everybody else was. He gave his speech, fucking more applause. Didn't make no sense, and it was a bunch of lies. Just basically talking trash about all the people that been coddling him, helping him up, and giving him that trophy right here today. Then he sat down. 15 minutes later, called me up next. Time had ran out. I didn't even get to accept my trophy, the exact same one he got, which was the same one everybody else got on the team. And then it was the same one on my team everyone got on the team next town over, and the one next state on over. in the whole country, well, we all received that same trophy. It was a trophy for participation, equal on all sides of the spectrum and places on the map. No one person was going to show through better than any other. There was nothing that could divide anybody on there and give a man a right to step up to the plate and brag on it like a man need to do sometime, to set his place in the script of society as a place on the top of that hill, and then let the rest of it start writing on out how he sees fit or how somebody else sees to fit themselves in and take over. They didn't even have names on it because you could, if given no other place to brag on, you could use where your name fell in the alphabetical order as something to brag on, as in just because you got it first. So it was all completely random and without name. Everybody was a participant with a smiley face emoji stamped up in that little plate where the name was supposed to be, with one thing they missed, because equal we all were, if you look at it that way, from the outside on in. If you read them trophies, there was one name on there that was going to rule above all, because that was 50 million trophies we bought from some guy made in China. You see that name stamped right on the bottom of every one, etched in fake gold, bronze, oh shit. Poisonous to all who touch when it start rubbing off. And bought by the lowest bidder, the people putting us all on teams, making us play, but never letting us win. Just end the season at the same exact place we begun it at, with no progress. Just a waste of a season I could have been building up my bragging rights. Now, who'd have known? Because that guy that was remembered, because that's something you can't take out of what people do. They do remember stuff they see more than the other. Well, they remembered that piece of shit in his 15-minute faggot speech over me. Number one player on the team, contributed the most, recognized the least. And that's a shame, because what's that do to the natural order, the way we know to live, as if there was any other way? Changes it. It bends it to something unnatural and skewed. It's just wrong. Now, I know it's wrong, because when something don't feel right, well, it's wrong. Now, the unapproachable was what I was trying to approach after that, on why it is I don't get a chance to smile without a group of people immediately shutting my voice down by saying that what I'm saying ain't right, and it be against the greater good of America, to promote any thought coming out under this 10-gallon Stetson hat behind these blue blocking badass first-degree shades. People get scared after that. The pack mentality fueled by that mob wins again. They've been winning for a while, and they all carrying bombs. They all about to blow sooner than you know. But I ain't been too descriptive on what they look like. Something to watch out for, right? Well, that's because you already know. You're just scared to point it out. I mean, even to yourself. These days, everybody got a microaggression times an aggression times a fucking lesson they think they need to put up into somebody else who speak on something maybe feels right to them, which just doesn't make sense when it's spun up against everything else. So they just keep it on quiet, shut up and shut down. Lock themselves up in the house, get her done, whatever that may be. You'll never know, because they ain't sharing it. They just ain't got the fuel left in them to have another go at it. I got fuel in me, a little bit of fire. Not a lot, done been used up a lot. Doing the same thing, shut my mouth. Not any longer though, because them bombs is coming, and I ain't one to let them get me with the blow. First and foremost, these terrorists strapped up with the bomb vests full of synthetic lies, wrapped up around a det cord style fuse that is made up with bullshit and need of purpose and anger, twisted together into a distorted thought process that is what they made it out to be for being who they are. People that are overweight, have no self-control, don't know when to say no, and have no understanding on moderation or limits. It's all about excess, and it's all about them. Self-serving, literally and figuratively. They will not help you out, and they never have. Greed, gluttony, and pains in the ass to everyone who forced to have to live around them is the lives these losers lead. Pathetic and sick in the head and in the public. Their atmosphere is a bubble beyond ours. Gives them more rights to space and air. That's strictly from disgust at anybody who don't share the same lifestyle as these behemoths try to keep all to themselves, overdoing it and giving up. Little babies in big, bulbous bodies, whiny and whimpering every time they don't get what they want. And this is to never an end, because they never know how to stop having to want or need, because it's always gonna follow with that tear or spit out the side of the mouth when they gotta speak. Rare as it be, but crying's what it normally sound like. Then coming together is what they figured out, is how to get it all shaped up in their favor, and to get it all, once and for all, from the rest of us who just fighting to stay afloat in this crazy little place called America these days. It's a place where you used to be able to have a voice that might be heard, but people screwed that up. Now the fats, the pork rinds, the atmospheric type individuals that nobody in their right mind wants to even be close to on a plane, and if they do, will have to suffer through stuff coming out their body in every way that you ain't used to, and you're not conditioned to understand, because that ain't you. But you have to suck it up, and hopefully it ain't some overseas flight, because you just really suck, and then that's about it, because you can't be speaking up. Strength in numbers, right? Look at America. How many people overweight? That's a lot of numbers. How many overweight people like to sit? Majority of that all them overweight people. So when you on a plane, knowing that you're gonna sit, you outnumbered. No matter how you look at it. It goes hand in hand with laziness. Nobody wants to backtalk or spit shit about their favorite pastime. Lord knows, what if they couldn't be lazy anymore? Add that on top of sitting, you're just gonna have to suck it up for as long as it takes. Remember, the ones that would have had the voice, like maybe yourself, maybe me, been done taken away from us years ago, and every time after, when we was reminded on it, the day they handed out them trophies. And that fat fuck was making me want to rewrite out Moby Dick on a plane. He's getting away with all that life. He's spreading out up on that, engulfing my senses. And I gotta suck it up. And why is that? Well, you got the majority there, fat fucks. Now given a voice. Put that online, in a place where they could talk. Finally come together, them lazy pieces of shit. Before it would have had to require moving, but now it requires them doing what they're best at. And it's made down so easy to do now. You ain't even gotta move your fingers to type on them keyboards, to put messages out. You just gotta fucking talk. You ain't even gotta talk good at that. Country cowpokes still get the fucking word across from here to Timbuktu and back again. Even the dumbest, simplest, no-brainer retard now is proficient at everything 5 years ago, maybe 10, he never would have had a chance to do on a computer. Times that by 1 billion, times 10, and you got a lot of people connecting up together. Never should have been doing that before, but all doing it now, and that's a big number. Goddamn grammatically degenerate slobs living on emotion and acting of what TV tell them and doing by what Jesus say and saying the same thing their pa did and gave down to them and dying 2 blocks away from where they growed up. They ain't never been further out than the neighborhood they know and being remembered by not a goddamn person except for the one they put below them who says they learned everything they do from their pa and Jesus and all that other bullshit. Just stuck in the mud watching the TV, watching the cars go by around the circle and filling up the couch. Just another potato that should have never been heard outside of the one below him who's gonna say he got it from him, but somebody listening just like him the next neighborhood over. The one over that got that voice too. They all hearing the same shit, which is just the same thing they all think until somebody come in there a little smarter than one of them that could use a computer before they made it so easy. One that knew a little know-how about this and that in terms of people and what you gotta do to be the follower or the one that know how to lead. A person like that come in there, see these groups, can make some power plays with that real fucking easy. When you embed yourself in as a like-minded person, no different than the rest, except for a couple ideas strategically placed out there in a way that everybody got that epiphany at the same time because it's like Inception on how masterfully it was crafted on in from this person. Now all these fat, know-nothing lunkheads, lazy, dumb, no-minded, past simple and useless, past what tool they best mimic in the job that is whatever they will do for the rest of their life. Compile. That's an army of Americans. That is the majority of America. Now they together. All you gotta do is pull them strings and jack that mouth open for whatever you want them to say. Watch them bark. Now, it's a lot of people barking. Somebody gonna have to start listening. Look at America now. Cool to be fat. Can't say shit. Can't say nothing. Anything against a fat person? Nah, that's not gonna be standard for. Dumb person? And I'm talking all the way down to retard short bus kind. Big head, huge cock, all that shit. Be able to have his beat off time in the middle of the day reserved. With no one to give him anything. No guff, tough, or nothing past. That's Robbie's beat off time. Let him be in the van. It's all good. Can't even call him a tard no more. All right. Well, then there's a women. Fat women with the voice. There's a separation there. Because fat women with the voice, the ones that are still out there in the public eye or tried to be. Fat, I'm talking a little bit of rotundness on them. Ugly. Just ones that don't look right. And mainly that's fat women. I mean, that's mainly. Or, well, yeah, just the ones that are fucked from birth. That weird face, just the cunty way about them. Like a Cro-Magnon type of female that you can't tell the difference between that and a bull dyke. Y'all know no bull dyke ain't no female. That shit a class of its own. These about in that class, but they don't want to be. You wouldn't know it from how angry they look all the time and the weight that protrudes off of them so many different ways. It's hard to fend off because the anger that follows, the seething just aura that comes off their monotone and serious way about how they put themselves out there, it don't make anybody want to smile. And it never has, never will. Frankly, when we see a person like this, that is anybody who's not one, our day goes from swell dog diggity to fuck this shit again. The fuck am I gonna do? I can't, and I just don't have the time for this. So you get them in, shuffle them out as fast as you can with no false bravado because nobody wants to leave one of them with the idea that there should be another interaction between you and them. It's a one-time, unlucky day for me only moment here, and it hopefully will never happen again. Odds are not with you, not after how I leave you. The same impression you leaving on me. Sometimes that slips up though. Fuck, I feel sorry for them. they in for a world of hurt. Most of the time though, it's done in a serious manner. Whatever it is got to be shuffled through, get shuffled through. There is no smiling. There is no Me Too moments from any of these girls. Nothing. It's just more like a bland communist style way of looking at connections and the way we do them, how our interpersonal style can be guided by more than just what we got in our pants. Now it does some good, it keeps it going in the linear fashion with nothing much evolving or changing or having the chance to, in terms of people's will to blend and merge with another, like hibiscus blended apple tea into something beautiful. These people were left where they started and dead alone if they keep it up, and they always do. There ain't no reason for them to have a good, different kind of day sparking up where the sun's shining on their face. And the reason for them to smile might be that day and go out and change who they are. Instead, they're just more negative because they fat, overweight, ugly, all that shit. And the world treats them alike. We don't want nothing to do with them. So look at the world, the way they see it is the way they see it, but it ain't the way it is. The way it is ain't like that, except if you look like that and act like that, then you deserve that and that's what you're gonna get. That ain't a lot of people, but it's enough people. They got a group too. That group got a lot of power because they packed up in everybody in that group. All them stragglers behind that were a minority in something or other or whatever, they jam-packed them all together, and now all of them got a voice. All of them. One that heard around the world, one that you can't shut up. And one that's in power now, one that's knocking off the ones that were in place with new ones of their choosing and about to set some new guidelines, standards, and laws on how the rest of us are needing to get to doing. And that's going to be changing, they say. We've been doing them wrong. And everybody agreeing, shutting up and not saying. Just going on home, doing what they got to do to get it done, waking up the next day. Lord help me, we're doing it all over again. Because our numbers is more everyone for themselves kind of numbers. It's how we've known life to lead up until this point. That's for myself. That's for people like me. That's for, well, everybody up to this point before the groups and the way the connections started them groups. Made the impossible possible through a fucking piece of shit that's cogging up the block cogged shit in the machine of life, making it all act woozy and drive fucked up like a piece of shit. Only the strong survive? I think not. That's how it used to be, one for all. Everybody out there fighting for the king of the hill spot. Everybody. And if you didn't make it, was looking up to him some way or another, wishing you was them, and always giving the chance to be them. Just had to start with getting off your fat ass, quitting eating all them donuts and fucking ramen noodles. Everybody had that chance. Only a few take it. And that left everybody stuck in a life they wished wasn't theirs, looking up to somebody they could never be. And now, well, equality, huh? Everybody's on the same platform and fucking playing field. That's what you think. You fat fucks, you ignorant bitches, bobble-headed cunts, doofus faggots. Notice I didn't say nothing about black people, because the only people out there preaching for their own shit is white people. And Al Sharpton or some other fucking reverend out there looking to get some more coin in his pocket. Real black people, they didn't give a fuck about those mattering up t-shirts. Bullshit, they say. They don't want nothing to do with that. Media pumping that shit out there. They want just what they always wanted. Goddamn reparations, where the fuck is it? And they stuck on that, and that's fine. But even that's fading out. They're just doing their best to get by. I ain't saying by any means they somebody better than me or need to be deserved in any way other than what you know them now. But they're alright with that. They'll work that shit out on their own. Like them fucking Indians. Didn't say nothing about them. They had the same place they always had, with one chief every so often getting talked into by some politician trying to ride the coattails up on them Tom Hawk chuckers all the way to a place of office. Last of Mohicans was the last thing good come out of them firewater guzzlers. After that, I mean, really, till you get another Daniel Day-Lewis to step out and act up the part, just go back to your holes and be drunk to the end of your time. Because nobody cares. That's the truth. I mean, like your casinos, unless it was Mohegan's son out there. That's a beast. That shit'll end too, though. And basically, them whites just playing Indian to get the extra coin and the rights on the land. So I can't blame them. Get what you can. They ain't bugging. Same with Mexicans. They ain't bugging either. Unless you a fat, plump, fucking fake Mexican, gringo or some shit, using that bullshit fucking affliction in your voice to act like you this year's version of what the 90s would portray a gangster Mexican to be like, Holmes, varios locos forever and fucking shit, with only one thing bad to say, just fuck Trump, fuck Trump. You got an agenda, bitch. Shut your ass up. Quit embodying the stereotypical fat, plump Mexican woman that y'all are, with no brain, just a bunch of beliefs set forth by men under the guidance of some bullshit saint of the deep week, whatever, that keeps y'all in the house cooking chorizo and sucking it after. Nah, ain't no real Mexican give a fuck about all that shit. Fucking, they ain't out there grandstanding, so I ain't saying nothing about them. That bitch did go up in the cunt section back when the angry ones and the fat ones. Now she got the voice, the foreign ones too. She just all lumped up with the fat ones together, all the same. There is no color around that equality. Pile of potluck, hello-y pussy, pitiful persuasion, and passionate only about donuts and fucking doing nothing. Pieces of shit, being heard. I didn't say nothing about I didn't say nothing about a lot of things. folks. Who I did say something about was the dumb people, the fat people, the angry people, and the faggots. But not really the normal faggots, just the ones that want to put themselves out there, the new age faggots, the millennial faggots or generation, whatever fucking generation that is now. The ones out there trying to make a coin off playing that part and using it to their own advantage. Now they can get gone like Matthew Shepard got gone. I give a shit. They ain't faggots, they just the same. Fat, greedy, evil, angry people. Put them into there. Self-serving? Yeah. Righteous indignation? I'd say suck my dick, but y'all take it literally. So go eat a pussy. Pillowy one, fat fuck. Anyhow, that's a disease amongst a world that got enough of them already. So, this is what it bees and what it goes and where it is. How it stands? Well, I couldn't tell you. I'm sitting back chilling, got my boots on, got my Stetson rocking. That's all that really mattered to me. A little sarsaparilla later on tonight. It's too early in the day. This Aquafina sparkling water with the mango kick. I do dig it. That ain't a plug. That's just telling the truth on the raw sheep feel on what I do and how I live. Speaking of that, I think it's about time to go on and live a little. I'm gonna take this here pair of pants off. The moment Jenny from the block over makes her way down, puts a knock in on my door. See that girl next door kind of typed it. Well, I do like that girl next door kind of type. Jenny, she is my kind of type. She don't buy into any of this shit either. She don't use the internet and still like to suck a dick. I'm gonna help her live her life, give her what she likes, and can't say that I don't like to be on the receiving end of something like that. God bless Jenny, down the way. God bless the simpler things and the swell life that it can provide and how good it feels to be living in it. So, there was an evening with Cowboy Pete in the middle of the afternoon. I hope you did enjoy and didn't get it the wrong way about it. And if you did, go shut the fuck up and say it to my face. That's what I fucking dare you, because you can't do that. I'll beat the shit at everything that need to beat the shit out of it too, ain't it right? I've Cowboy Pete out, big dog dick now. So.